Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Good. Okay. So, we thought 15 when I left Senate Finance, it seemed like this bill was all set and good to go, and then it somehow picked up a friend along the way. I probably late night, probably after I turned off. I was tuning into the Senate a little bit just to.
What time did you shut it off?
Right. What was it? I don't know. It was late. It was late.
I think we were there till after
Midnight.
12. Yeah, it was at least midnight or after
No,
12.
I
So
was
you're
probably
happy with what we've done? I take it.
no. We don't
So
like this on here.
what part are you not happy with, John?
Let's. I had an amendment drawn up, but it's so simple. It's probably silly. It starts at section 86 of the bill.
Yeah.
Which is amendment we
So
put up.
turned all the way back to the back. So
So-
obviously, the amendment that I agreed to in finance, so I had told them that I'm okay with pushing the effective date out.
Right.
Okay, and just so you know, why I would agree to such a crazy idea is that we would be one of the first states to pass this UCC legislation, and the UCF, the Uniform Commercial College, whatever they call themselves, they Uniform Commercial. No, that's the code. What's the? It's the use counts. What's it called? ULC, right? So the ULC, which is the Uniform Law Commission. So they put like the idea that everybody would have the law come into effect at the same time. But that the one thing that they are happy about, that the fact that we're taking this up now and passing it now, is that it puts us on record, notification to the whole country that New Hampshire is open for business but with these guardrails that the UCC creates, and these are real guardrails, and that so that which you obviously know what a UCC form is, how important UCC is. So yes, having, even though it seems a little bizarre having an effective date out, but that really is the more important thing is that means anybody who owns any crypto now in New Hampshire knows that they need to make sure they conform with the statute by the time it becomes effective. So it's giving everybody pre-advance warning. Here's the statute, and really it's a win-win by doing it this way.
Good. So you're happy with that?
So we're very happy with that amendment. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with that amendment.
And that is Amendment 1939S
Was
from
you
Senate Finance.
correct?
Okay.
So we're happy with that amendment. It was just the amendment that started section 86,
Which
The
is
steel?
the steel.
the steel.
Yes.
So that one-page amendment, two-page amendment, you're not happy with. The
Right.
rest of the hundred and something pages you're happy with.
Right. So if you want to visualize, if we were to accept this proposal, this is
That's short, huh?
yeah. So you pass that along.
Yeah, well, they know what it says.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do.
So both of these passed the Senate. This
Yes.
was a separate bill. The steel bill was a separate bill, and it passed the House.
My understanding is you guys killed it.
No,
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 You-
no, no.
no,
No.
Well,
you passed it in the House,
correct,
and we
Then-
passed it in
in
the
the
Senate.
Senate. And do you know where the bill is now?
If I can, because I have a copy of the docket of the bill.
Right. Yeah.
It passed the Senate on March 31st, 2022, ought to pass.
Right.
Voice vote, come down to the House. The majority was on 42822, vote ought to pass out of
Right.
the committee. On the floor on 50422, it was ought to pass with amendment
From the House.
from the House.
And then what did the Senate do? What does the last line say?
That, yep, we moved to non-concur with the House amendment because of what you attached to it.
Right. But
So,
your motion of non-concur, and you've been doing this probably
yes,
as long as I have,
we non-concurred with,
that killed the bill.
right. So
So you killed it.
we killed it because we did not accept what the House had done to the bill. Because the House attached another bill to that bill. And we said, we're not accepting that. And then we took the bill that we passed and attached it to this bill,
Which everyone agreed to.
which everyone has agreed to.
Well, like I said, is that the House, in terms of what we did, is we sent you the bill, and that is the bill. But you
attached
non-concurring-
something that we
Right.
killed.
But that the House Commerce Committee, which was the proponent of 1503, right, never saw that steel issue
Correct.
at all. We never had anything
Came
to do
out
with
of
that bill.
ED&A.
And frankly, it's offensive to be on 1503.
Well,
And
Representative, I will tell you that there was a lot of offensive things going on between the House and the Senate, especially the way that the Senate bills were handled by the House. So, as I said, this is the silly season. People are attaching things left and right. And so if that's the way the game's going to be played, then that's the way the game's going to be played. This was a bill that passed the Senate. It passed the Senate committee 5-0. It passed the floor on a voice vote. Came over to the House. It passed the committee, the House committee, until it got to the House floor. And then someone from Senate Judiciary attached a bill that we killed, ED&A, that we killed, attached it to that bill. And we said, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. We wanted to save this bill. This bill was important to the Senate, and we attached it to this bill. So that's where we are today.
it's it.
That's it.
So, but like I say, that this UCC bill, obviously it's going to become a law eventually. All right.
Mhm.
And you and I have both been around long enough to know if it doesn't happen this year, then it'll happen next year.
It'll happen next
And
year.
and it's a shame that
Yeah,
that would happen to
I
that.
agree. I agree that the game was even begun.
Yeah.
But the first shot didn't come from us.
Uh,
So
and-
I'm just saying, if we're going to start pointing fingers at each other,
right.
it's important to realize that the Senate did not fire the first shot. It didn't come from us. The bill was attached during a House session. Should never have happened. Why it happened, I can't speak to that. That's House business. But this bill was important to the Senate, and we wanted to keep it alive, and that's exactly what we did. So
So
so what do you want to do? You want us to walk away?
well, I've been doing this how many years? 36 years. If you really want to wait till next year because you want to fall on your sword over this issue, all I'm just saying is think about what here we are, the state of New Hampshire. I put in the trust laws. I've done everything possible to make us cutting edge when it comes to financial services, and here we have this golden opportunity, and to put in my opinion of the steel bill is, that this is a taxpayer's subsidy for an old industry. And it's just not appropriate because it opens up a can of worms. Because what about lumber? I mean, the Canadians do a lot more than just steel. I mean, there's a lot of things that they do. Are we just going to end up having to subsidize every one of these industries that the Canadians, and I'm not even sure how the Canadians are, I guess maybe because they provide health insurance or something. I'm not sure where the advantages are, but all I know is if you start with this steel bill, next is going to be lumber.
Representative, we will take them as we get them, as you know, with any bill. And if someone wants to put in a bill concerning lumber, this legislature or the next legislature will consider it. We had this bill concerning steel. We considered it. We have steel companies that manufacture steel here in the state of New Hampshire that provide good paying jobs for people of the state of New Hampshire. So we are protecting those businesses and those people that are working. We don't want to see people, skilled labor, by the way, lose their jobs and leave this state to have to go someplace else. So that is part of our position. It's very important to us. It's important that we protect those jobs and we protect those industries, even if it is an old industry. We need those people and we need that industry.
Yeah, but once you do it, then when lumber comes in next year, and Lord knows who else we can. Once you pass this you can open the can of worms.
Well,
So-
then it'll be a can of worms, Representative, and we'll deal with it.
So Chris,
If I can make a comment, I'm all for the steel bill. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it helps our constituents. If lumber comes up next year, I think you make a very good point. We'd have to face that when it comes. But right now, we got this on the table. It doesn't look like it fits, but I can think of the budget bill that we passed last year that many things didn't fit, and yet they were put in there anyway. So I'm all for it with the steel. Thank you.
the Senate Bill 2 is the only bill that's allowed to have all those non-germane amendments added to it. So, but I mean, I don't know how you feel. If you want to, we'll take this up again next week. But at this point, we really need to have that out of this bill. I mean, that is just an inappropriate amendment. It's a slap in the face of what the bill is trying to do. And I think the best thing, for us to do is, and I would urge you to do with the other bills, is clean them up and get the things that you feel are the right things and have them in the bill. And that's the way they should be passed.
Well, I'm not the chair of this committee, Senator French is.
John, we'll come back next week, but I really would like you to reconsider your position when we do. I really think this is an important underlying bill, and the bill we've added does not destroy it. I really would like you to think that through.
Well,
I don't know if we have the support on our side to pass this without. So you put us in a real difficult position for
I'm
negotiation.
sorry to do that to you because,
I know,
we've had a
I
lot
know
of
you're
great
sorry.
working years together, Harold. And,
Yeah, and we will in the
and
future.
we'll miss you when you're not chairman next year. But
Well, you might get Kevin. No,
get Kevin back. Yeah, nice. So, but anyway, I just,
give it some thought.
Yeah.
And set up another meeting for next week and talk to your caucus, see where they are. This underlying bill should pass this year. So let's do it.
okay. Well, obviously, to me, it's really offensive. It really is offensive. It's a slap in the face of this.
Of
Here
who?
we are of what we're trying to do in commerce
good
and financial.
Americans?
Let me put it this way: the steel bill came to commerce.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have passed because it would have been a precedent that we wouldn't want to go down.
yeah.
Okay, so the fact that it did pass, obviously, I hear
Have
you.
you never voted for something you didn't like ever in your 47 years here?
Give or take.
Give or take.
I have to say is that I have to figure out rationale how I can get
Okay,
my
you
arms
think
around that.
about it tonight.
And
Have a martini and get back
I
to
will
us.
think about that. Yeah, you have to turn your mic on, Chris. Go ahead.
Just one additional comment. A lot of Democrats are very suspicious of 1503. I think adding the steel bill to it would almost guarantee that the Democrats would support the whole package. Other than that, you take the steel bill out, I don't think you're going to get the Democratic support that you might think. Thank you.
Fair enough. Anybody else?
I would just say, I understand why you're offended, and I can honestly say I'm probably just as offended as you are, because a bill dealing with cosmetology was attached to the steel bill. Now, please tell me how that works. It should never have happened, but that's House business, and that's how you chose to handle your bills. We don't have anything to say about it. So while you're offended, I'm equally as offended. But I'm trying to find a solution here. So we can get a bill that has passed the Senate, as well as the House committee, passed into law. So Take that, I mean.
Right. No, I
as for
hear you,
what it is.
but Sharon, why didn't you go to committee of conference? Why did you kill it?
Not playing games. This
Well-
is just, well, what are you going to do?
So you're saying if I should have just killed this bill,
What?
not to play
the-
games, so the fact that you added the
There
steel
would,
onto
there
it?
would have been way too many committees of conference. Way too many committees of conferences. Take a look at all the bills that we non-concurred with, because bills were attached that made no sense whatsoever. So what we did was we focused on the bills that were important to the Senate.
Well, that's great,
And
but
New Hampshire.
the
Yeah,
the
and
frust-
New Hampshire, because this bill is important to the House. This bill is important to the Senate.
this what's you want to okay. So at any rate, I guess we'll be meeting again on committee of conferences
can
on
try
bills
again.
that died in commerce and suddenly appeared on totally non-germane health and human services committee. So this is so you can say that we started it, but you obviously ran with it because you were here
That's a
till
good idea.
midnight, and we've decided
We
to
gotta
go
have
home by
something
then,
to do.
so
We gotta
that
have
we weren't going
something
to play
do.
this tit for tat for all night long. So,
We certainly can.
I don't play these games. This is commerce is we've never had these kind of issues before. This is new to me to have all my years to have bills that commerce never had get attached to an important issue, but let alone the fact that we will be meeting again on Monday on another bill, that commerce bill that we killed that now is found a new home. So I mean, I agree with you. This is very frustrating, and this is
Mhm.
so we just have to find some way we can do the right thing, for New Hampshire.
That's it.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.